I grew up with Dolly Parton, Shania Twain, you know, the Spice Girls, and very like female empowered, everything that was like dancing. I was like that kid at school that was bossing all the school children around, like 5, 6, 7, 8.
Today, I am here chatting with the incredibly talented Twinnie. I want to say like country music songwriter, singer-songwriter extraordinaire, but it's really just music singer-songwriter extraordinaire, I think.
Yeah, thank you.
There's a lot of country, a lot of bit of pop. You're kind of like Donnie and Marie all rolled into one. A little bit of
straddling both worlds.
Yeah. And I'm really excited to be chatting with you today. Thank you so much for taking the time. Your new album, your new EP, Welcome to the Club, is out now, and everybody can go listen to it. Run right now to the nearest streaming service and listen. Go right now. Wait. After we finish talking. After you finish listening to us, then go do it. Twinnie, I would love for you to tell me and our viewers a little bit about the EP and kind of the background of it and all that good stuff.
Well, I feel like as a writer and just an artist in general, I'm like very big on concepts, and I love that for the listener. So I wrote Welcome to the Club, this body of work in lockdown, and I saw a lot of division and a lot of sad, angry people, and it became quite clear to me that we are way more similar than we are different. And I just wanted to put something out in the world that, you know, had that kind of message, but really, you know, could make people dance, could make people cry. And I think Welcome to the Club is like this human experience of, you know, like it just highlights the human experience and all these feelings that we have. So, yeah, that's kind of, it's like a metaphor for the world, like welcome to the world.
I think that's great. And I think that what's really cool is a lot of your aim with this and like the music videos that you've put out and all that very much focused on sort of like mental health and emotional health, and, you know, people kind of feeling like they don't have to feel alone in that, because I think a lot of us do go through those things, and a lot of people feel like they're alone in that. What was that like to kind of like make the decision to like, I'm going to be very just sort of real and honest and candid about this aspect of our lives?
Well, I feel like, so I shot a short film to go along, obviously, with the EP that hasn't come out yet. And I wanted to do that because I feel like visually you can really make the listener, like it just touches people in a different way. And I mentioned Welcome to the Club is kind of like this whole kind of experience and highlights different feelings. So in the film, we start out with One Heart, and that's the heartbreak song. And then, you know, I feel like everybody can kind of relate to that, whether they've been heartbroken or they are, you know, the heartbreaker. And that's kind of what gets me into therapy. And then, you know, every time I go see this therapist, we talk about a different issue. And that's, and it leads into the different like music videos, and it's all about, you know, we've all got something or somebody we want to quit. And, you know, we're so good, especially nowadays, being, I suppose, like putting on our mask, and, you know, Dying Inside is all about that. I am such an advocate for mental health and therapy. And I really wanted to kind of, you know, highlight that as well. And especially in the pandemic, I wrote Dying Inside on the 23rd of December and 2020. And it just has this kind of feel to it that it's got the weight of like the world on my shoulders. Like, you know, I feel like the time that I wrote it as well, Christmas, you really do reflect on your life. Well, what's been going on that past year? And then, you know, we end with Welcome to the Club. So it kind of takes you through this whole journey of, you know, all these feelings. And at the end, obviously, Welcome to the Club is this celebration and call to action for everyone to be authentically themselves. And I fully believe that just in life generally, and being an artist. My label, I think, really celebrate the people that they've got on their roster of like their individuality, and they kind of just let me run with it. And I've kind of let people into this world. Welcome to the Club, essentially, I wanted to create a place where everyone didn't need an invitation. They could be who they wanted to be and feel loved for exactly who they are. And that was kind of the message. So hopefully I've done that.
Well, you know what? I think that that's definitely how it's going to come across. And I think what's really cool is kind of partnering with that. You're going to actually be spending quite a lot of time in the South this summer. You're going to be performing at Nashville Pride, which is really exciting, which is always fun. I have been to before, and it's quite a good time. CMA Fest and Bonnaroo. Gosh, let's go back. Let's start at the top. So Nashville Pride, that's a really big deal. I mean, how are you feeling about that experience coming up?
I'm so excited. It'll be my first time. I'm such an ally for the LGBTQ plus community. I always get it wrong, but Welcome to the Club is all about people being authentically themselves. And I don't really feel in the times that we're living in that people should have to fight to do that. And I love that community. And I'm so honored that I actually get to, play that. That's a pretty big deal for me, especially being a British artist going over to America and playing those shows. That it's been the first run of shows. I'm super excited.
Have you played CMA Fest before? Will this be the first time for that as well?
That's my first time. Yeah,
it's a round of first.
All of it.
That's so exciting.
Yeah, it's a really brand new experience. So I'm like really nervous, but very excited because I don't know what to expect. And I think I'm just going to be like just in it, and it'll be crazy and it'll be amazing. So,
well, I'll tell you, being that Bonnaroo is it's a festival, you're definitely going to want to make sure you bring extra toiletries. It is quite the experience.
I'm a gypsy, so I'm more of a caravan girl. So
see, then you'll fit right in. You'll be fine. So you're a British artist, as you mentioned, and for many of our viewers and readers who may not be familiar, I would love for you to give us maybe a brief a background kind of on your musical journey and kind of where it first started for you and kind of what led you here.
So I've been on stage since I've been 4 years old, and was very much a singing, dancing, acting kind of a stage school kid. And my journey into music was not straightforward, actually. Like, I started out in musical theatre, so your equivalent to Broadway. My first job was with Brian May and Roger Taylor from Queen. Just that small band. So I did like
what a casual drop.
I know. I did. But my heroes were like Queen and Billy Joel and Gilbert O'Sullivan, Tupac, all these like amazing songwriters, like just brilliant. So that was like a dream come true. And I did like a few musicals like that. And I found my first music manager. And in between, I was always playing gigs, trying to figure out the music industry, which I'm still trying to do. And I kind of like, I'm an actress as well. So I was doing a lot of things to support my music career. Always been a massive fan of like songwriters, like amazing lyrics. That's kind of really what got me into music. So my grandma and granddad were listening to like the Rat Pack, and my dad was listening to Queen and Billy Joel. My mum was listening to Gilbert O'Sullivan. I grew up with Dolly Parton, Shania Twain, the Spice Girls, and very like female empowered, everything that was like dancing. I was like that kid at school that was bossing all the school children around, like 5, 6, 7, 8. so I think like all of that really did make me the artist that I am today. And I've been very lucky to like work with, you know, amazing people. I used to like backing dance and backing sing for Robin Thicke and Pharrell and Michael Bublé, and did like the commercial dancing. And again, all that kind of added. And I got my first manager, and he was like, you've got like this twang to your voice, and I think you would really like love Nashville. And I'd heard about Nashville, but you know, it wasn't really in my mindset. So I went over, and I was really lucky that I met Lucy Silvers, who's like one of my best friends. She was on my first trip, and a guy called John Green, all these, and Busby, all these amazing songwriters, producers, artists. And they really like took me in. They were so brilliant at not making me feel like the outsider. And I think like Nashville's community is very much how I grew up, because I grew up as a traveler gypsy, which is very all about family and community. And I think, you know, cities have personalities, and Nashville, it has a magic anyway, but it just kind of captured my heart. And it really is the basis of everything that, you know, I'm about, like community, friends, love, family. And I just found when I was creating there, I was really fulfilled and at my best. So I just kept going back, and I've been coming back for like 8 years. And then I got signed quickly after that. And it just felt like everything was, you know, kind of falling into place. And then it kind of leads me here. I did my first album, my debut album, in the pandemic, which was amazing timing. Hollywood Gypsy, which kind of give you a brief, you know, like introduction to who Twinnie is. And then I think Welcome to the Club is just a great extension of that, because it just, you know, captures everything that I like and what I'm about. But also I feel as a songwriter, I try and write from personal experience, but say it in a way that nobody's ever heard before. And yeah, I just that is my favorite part of being an artist, actually, the songwriting and then being on stage. All the rest of it in between, I can kind of do without, but those two bits, the beginning and seeing it connect with the audience, I just like, yeah, that's what I live for, basically.
It'd be nice if you didn't have to do all the extra stuff. If it could just be the two things and that was enough.
Yeah.
Instead of having to like stay up later.
The journey. It makes the struggle. It makes the journey.
Well, Twinnie, I really appreciate you taking time to chat today. It's been awesome. Welcome to the Club EP, out now everywhere. Everybody can go listen to it. We can find you on social media. All your fans in the Nashville area can have multiple options for seeing you this summer. Yeah. It's very exciting. Thank you very much. I appreciate your time.